I'm going to be talking about procrastination, as I said. And I imagine a lot of you are familiar with a bunch of different CDs and seminars and books and so on about time management and organization. And so some of you might be wondering, how is this material that I'm going to teach you going to be unique from what's already out there? And you know, I'm really into these productivity techniques myself. I mean, I'm probably what some of these productivity websites would call a productivity ninja. So I'm really into this stuff myself. And what I've noticed is that these techniques that are out there in the market almost exclusively focus on your outer circumstances. So they almost exclusively focus on ways that you can rearrange your working environment to get more done. But what they don't focus on is what's probably the biggest obstacle that we all face in getting our work done, which is ourselves, right? Which is our own minds and bodies. And I'll give you a good example of why this is true. And this is from just recently, an example with my friend, who is a fellow productivity ninja, really into reading these blogs and these books and so on. What he's been trying to do is he's been trying to get over his habit of compulsively checking his email, a habit that I imagine a lot of people can identify with in this room. And what he's decided to do is that he's only going to check his email twice a day at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. And he's not going to check it at any other time. So he made this commitment to himself. And it sounds great in theory. I mean, it sounds like it would be a great time-saving device for him. The problem is that he's never actually been able to keep this commitment. He's never actually been able to do this, and I can see some nodding heads, so I imagine some people have had similar experiences. And this is the reason why, right? He'll get into the office, and it'll be something like 8:30 in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning. And everything will seem to be going okay. You know, he'll be plugging along at his work, and he'll be able to get about half an hour of fully focused work in. But after that half an hour starts to roll around, then he starts to get this nagging curiosity in the back of his mind about whether there's anything interesting or important in his email inbox. And if he leaves that alone, if he doesn't do anything about it, it starts to intensify into a physical discomfort. So he actually starts to feel a little bit of discomfort in his chest. And if he leaves it for longer, it starts to turn into a little bit of pain and some tightness. It's almost like a shortness of breath for him. It feels like an emergency. It feels like, oh my God, am I going to survive if I don't check my email? I mean, it feels like a really serious situation to him in the moment. And so, of course, what does he do? To get rid of that feeling of tension, he goes off and checks his email. And that has the effect of relieving that tightness for him, of scratching that itch that's going on inside him. So the problem that my friend is having is not that he doesn't know enough of these techniques for time management and organization. The problem that he's having is that he can't seem to follow them in practice because disruptive thoughts and feelings come up as he's trying to get his work done. So in his case, it's a burning curiosity about his email, but all of us have experienced this, I think, with one kind of thought or feeling or another.